one. Woo! Epic Youth. We are live. I think we're live. If not, I've completely missed the timing of that. But so excited to be here tonight. We have got Josh. Welcome, Josh. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Chris. How are you?
Good. Was that the sneaky audio of us in the background there?
It was.
It was.
I was
That's
like,
all right. That's
waiting
good.
for it to mute, and I was like, oh, I didn't actually press the mute button.
It's all right, Josh. We're not all great with tech. It's fine. It's good to see you, man. How you been?
I'm doing very, very well. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited because we are here at Epic Youth. I've been waiting for this all week long. So pumped. I hope you're excited.
It's going to be an awesome night.
It's actually a different night tonight, isn't it? There's something special going on. Ooh.
Yes.
Would you like to fill us in, Josh? What's happening?
It's been a big week. It's been a big week. And in this week, we have had the one, the only Are You Okay Day. This is like one of the best days ever. And it should just be a yearly thing, I think. I think Are You Okay Day should be Are You Okay Year. Or multiples. And then tonight we are solely focusing on Are You Okay? And that's going to be incredible.
Yeah, so good. You know, us focusing on mental health. How can we check in with our friends? So if you're joining us tonight, you are in for a real treat. We're going to be equipping you, empowering you, helping you guys ask your friends and even check in yourself and ask yourself, you know, how are you doing? Especially in the season that we're in, Josh, in, you know, this isolation period. We all need to check in on our mates and ask them how they're doing. So this is great. But you know what, Josh, let's talk a bit about self-care right now. How do we care for ourselves? Have you got, what do you do?
Oh, what do? I like baths. Like, I think I'm maybe one of the only males. Comment if you like a bath, because I reckon I'm one of the only males that likes a bubble bath.
Bubble bath? Oh, yes, bubbles.
Bubble bath.
Okay, with like ducks floating along and, you know, a little Bert and Ernie sort of thing.
Look, I wish I had the ducks to make it more special, but I don't, unfortunately. I need some ducks from the cash duck himself.
Maybe he'll send some to you. Who knows? But that's pretty cool. A bath. All right. Let us know down in the comments, in the YouTube comments. We want to find out, how do you guys relax? How do you de-stress? How do you take care of yourself? Maybe you're like Josh and you take a nice, you know, bubble bath with, you know, do you make the Santa beard when you do that?
Of course.
You must,
right? Bubble bath without the Santa beard? Like, I don't know.
And then you just watch it like dissipate in the air.
That's the best part.
That's the best part. That's the only reason to take a bath, actually. Yeah. Other than hygiene reasons, nah, not that. It's just the bubbles. But that's cool. Also, let us know down below, because it is all about self-care and caring for our friends tonight. And we want to hear from you guys. Share with each other, you know, how can we look after ourselves?
Chris, what do you do?
Me? Ooh, that's a tough question. I try to, you know, go into the wilderness. I like to go on walks and hikes and stuff. You know, just get away from all the technology and people, and just sit in silence. And then, you know, you get lost as the sun's going down and you start to panic. And it really makes you realize what's important in life. It happens many times when I've forgotten where I parked my car. And have you ever walked through an entire wilderness trek, and then you got to the car park and you're like, that's right, I parked on the other side of that. Now I'm gonna go back through.
I haven't done that before, but each their own, I guess, Chris.
You should come hiking with me after ISO then, and we'll be in for a real treat. It'll be great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so fun. So let us know down below. Josh, has anyone said what they like to do? Because hopefully it's better than getting lost in the middle of nowhere.
Look, there's a few people saying they love baths, which I really love to see.
Baths?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No one's really saying it. Everyone's just saying hi to everyone.
Hey, you know what? That just means that Epic Youth is the place that they come to de-stress and relax, man. That's why they're already here. They can't think of anything else because this is it. That's so good. Awesome. But you know what? I actually did a bit of Googling, Josh, on how to de-stress yourself. And okay. I'll give you 3 guesses. What do you think the top 3 things are?
Top 3 things.
Top 3 things on how to de-stress and relax yourself.
Look, I reckon a bath is up there. Either a bath, a long walk, some yoga. I don't know.
Yeah. You're actually pretty good. The bath is up there. Going out for a walk is up there. But the top one is breathing. which sounds a bit weird because I don't know about you, Josh, but I've been breathing for all my life, and sometimes that doesn't help necessarily down the stress. But apparently, there's like certain techniques you have to do to breathe.
Okay.
So clearly, we've been breathing wrong this entire time.
Apparently, yeah.
So right, I've got it up here, Josh. Would you like to do some breathing exercises with me?
I would love to do some breathing exercises with you.
All right. So if you guys are watching at home, we're all gonna de-stress together. We're all gonna do some breathing exercises. All right. And I'll read out the instructions. These are all from WikiHow, the best place to get instructions on the earth, because everything is so factual. Everything is peer reviewed and checked. It is like so good, scientifically accurate. All right. It says first, breathe in. Okay, then it just says breathe out. Do you feel less stressed?
No, I think I feel more stressed.
You feel more stressed after breathing? Oh, that's a bit of an issue.
That was a long time to hold your breath in.
It doesn't really give a length of time on how long to hold your breath, so that could have just been a user error there. My bad. All right, this one's very particular. It says, all right, breathe in, but when you breathe in, make sure that you fill up the bottom of your lungs first.
Okay.
So I don't know how to do that. We're gonna try to do that, Josh. All right, so let's try to fill the bottom of our lungs.
I feel it.
Do you feel the bottom of your lungs filling up?
Yeah. So
Okay,
once
and then it says, now fill the top of your lungs.
deep breath. Once you finish that deep breath, suck in that little last bit, and you'll feel it down at the bottom.
But it says fill in the bottom of your lungs and then fill the top of your lungs. But you gotta how do you section your breathing?
Look, I
You can't do that.
the bottom because you can kind of feel it if you do a really big deep breath and then pause and then suck in that last bit of air. You can feel it at the bottom. Try it.
I feel like I'm just gonna burp because I'm just inhaling more and more air.
Suck in as much as you can and then get that last little bit to fill your stomach, and you'll feel it at the bottom. Try it.
I feel like I'm just gonna pass out. Hey, if I collapse, you just come over here. Actually, you can't even come over. That's just awkward. You know what? That's fine. We'll get my name. That'll be good. All right. So another breathing exercise. All right,
Okay.
Josh. All right. It says raise your hands above your head. It's not very specific. Okay. And it says breathe in from your diaphragm. I don't know. I don't know what that means, man. I don't know how you breathe in from your diaphragm. I don't know what the hands have to do with it, but hey, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna see if we de-stress. All right, join us at home. All right, ready? I don't know how to breathe. Is that just regular breathing? All right, Hey, you know what's really weird, Josh? All this breathing's actually making me sweaty. I feel like that's a bad sign. I feel like that just shows how unhealthy I am at the moment, that I'm getting sweaty from breathing. Should probably do a bit more cardio. You know what? I think we'll call it there, man. I think we'll call it there.
I think we call it then. I hope everyone's a bit de-stressed now, because
I think we're all nice and relaxed.
breathing is a good thing.
Yeah, it's all great. It's all good. You know what? I'm relaxed. You're relaxed. Everyone at home, I hope you're relaxed. If not, keep raising your hands and breathing with the bottom of your lungs somehow, whatever that works. But right now, we are going to be starting Epic Youth. So this is the perfect time. Get excited. All that relaxation you've just done, let's bring the hype back in. It doesn't really work as well as we thought it would, but you know what? We're going to do it anyway. And we'll see you guys soon.
Can't wait. See you guys.
Today, we are going to be discussing mental health and some of its challenges. These can be very sensitive topics for many. The purpose of the Are You OK Day is to inspire and empower everybody to meaningfully connect with people around them and support anyone who may be struggling with life. On average, 8 Australians die from suicide each day, while another 30 attempt to take their own lives. In fact, suicide is now the leading cause
trying awful hard to make you proud of me, but it seems the harder that I try, oh, the harder it becomes, and I feel like giving up most of the time. Dear God, I've been chasing their approval and it's killing me. And I know the more I try to prove, oh, the less I have to show. And I'm stuck inside my head most of the time. But if I pray a little harder, if I follow all the rules, I wonder if I'll ever be enough. 'Cause I try and try just to fall back down again, and I ask myself, why do I try to chase the wind? I should lean into the mystery. Maybe hope is found in a melody. So I wanna try again. Oh, I'm gonna try again. Dear child, I hope you know how much I love you and I'm proud of you. And please believe the thoughts I have for you will never change or fade away. When you felt like giving up, I never did. 'Cause I'm not scared of imperfections or the questions in your head. Just know that you have always been enough. 'Cause you tried and tried, and I saw you wrestle with every how and every why. I was right there listening. So just fall into the mystery, and I'll meet you here in the melody. Just try, just to try again. Oh child, would you try again? My child, you can love again. So just fall into the mystery, and I'll meet you here in the melody. Try, just to try again. My child, would you try again? Child, child, you can love again.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia from the Epic Youth Knox campus, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my story over the last couple of years. This year has been such a full-on year for everyone, and it really did take a toll on my mental health as I was suffering from anxiety and depression. I remember crying out to God and asking Him, was all of this truly so necessary? Did He even still care about me? If I just read the Bible, would everything go away? Maybe I just should have prayed more. Was I really abandoned? We all do experience moments of anxiety and sadness, but I realized that I couldn't ignore this prolonged feeling of pain. And that's when I decided to open up to my school counselor, my family, and even some of my close friends. And honestly, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Being able to openly share with them how I felt without being judged was so comforting, and I realized that I really wasn't abandoned. Maybe you're listening today, and you know the exact feeling that I'm talking about, and you're wondering if there's something wrong with you, if you're all alone. Well, let me tell you, you're not called to do life alone. God has met me at this dark place, and He reminded me and showed me that I can trust Him and that I can depend on Him. Don't forget too that there are people in the Bible like David, who is known as a man after God's own heart, but he suffered from depression, which is evident in the Psalms. And Elijah, he was known as a prophet who wanted to die, but God did not leave them. Instead, these people put their faith and hope in God and asked God for peace and rest. You too can ask God for peace and rest, and allow yourself to listen to His voice and immerse yourself in His presence, be it through scripture, sermons, worship music, or even writing letters to God. I would like to end off by reading a few verses from Psalms 121. I lift up my eyes to the mountains, and where does my help come from? My help comes from the Maker of the heavens and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep.
Hey Tim, we just wanted to bless you because of how awesome you are. Even though I've only been your leader for about a year, I can already tell that you're going to do great things. I can already see God doing great things in you. Plus, you're a kids' church leader, so of course you're amazing. And I can see how much the kids like you, even if they don't really want you to know it. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep growing in your faith, and I know you're going to do tons of great things in the future. Lots of love from Epic to you, man.
Chris Mafar.
Awesome.
That
Shut
was
up.
fantastic.
So
Wasn't that?
good.
Yeah. Fantastic testimony from Sophia. What a legend. And then Tim. It's great.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah, that was really good.
explain,
Pardon?
you want to explain what the whole Bless Your Socks Off is for people who maybe have no idea what we're doing?
Yeah, definitely. So if you don't know what Bless Your Socks Up is, we would love to just shout out the people in our family here at Epic Youth. You know, a lot of us don't really get the recognition that we deserve sometimes, but God sees everything. And we want to just give a shout out to those amazing people in our world. So whether that's your life group leader, your friend, someone in your life group, whoever it is, if they're in the Epic family and you want to nominate them to get their socks blessed off, let us know, because it is how we want to give praise to the people in our world who do such an amazing job. Now, I'm not sure if the Bless Your Socks Off vid actually played, Shalmo. I think there was a bit of a technical difficulty. So we're going to try to play that now if we can, and just really give honor to amazing man from
Let's do it.
Manningham. Awesome.
Fantastic. If not, we can do a dance.
Yeah, if it's not playing, people can just watch us dance for a couple minutes.
Blessing Tim's socks off. Blessing Tim's socks off. Tim from Manningham, you're a legend.
All right, well, if the vid's not playing, you know what? We're gonna just do this manually. It's gonna be amazing. Tim Chan from Manningham, you are an absolute legend, my man. Your Like Group leader Owen has wanted to bless your socks off because you are an awesome dude and he loves you so much. So we here at Epic Youth, we want to bless you. You are going to be given, I believe it's some Krispy Kremes are being sent to you, or so, I'm not sure what it is, but you're going to be blessed.
Monday.
On Monday,
Yeah,
not tonight.
Monday.
Curfew's coming very soon. But Tim from Manningham, congratulations, man. We want to bless you with some delicious donuts. So everyone else, if you've got someone that you want to nominate, someone who's been absolutely amazing that you don't think has gotten the recognition they deserve, please let us know. DM us on Instagram, on Facebook, email us, whatever it is, because we want to bless each of us in Epic Youth. Now, Shells, I think there's something special happening right now, right?
It is. You know what? We are going through a difficult time at the moment. Do you know at the moment with the restrictions, we can only have 5 people live in the building on a Friday. So this has been really difficult for us to get a broadcast to you, but the music team has done a fantastic job. You know, we can only have 3 musicians in at a time, and so they've done a great job. But we have decided we're going to get creative. We're going to, you know, mix Epic Youth up, keep people on your toes. So we've got a new segment where during the week I interviewed a bunch of our youth pastors to see how smart they are. So this next segment is called Are You Smarter Than a Youth Pastor? So I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions, and it'd be cool in the comments section. If you guys want to comment along, you can chuck it in the chat. You know, one thing that I like to do on a Friday night is I like to have my screen up, watch it, and then on my phone be able to chat in the comments, just so I can feel that community spirit, just so I can feel like, you know, I'm not just watching, but I'm actually participating in Epic. Come join our family, chat in the chat, but see if you are smarter than a youth pastor. Let's have a look. So what this is a new segment where it's called Are You Smarter Than a Youth Pastor? I'll just ask you a bunch of questions and just see how fast you can answer them. And so you just answer off the top of your head.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll see how I go.
The first question is, how many months have 28 days?
1 every 4 years.
February has 28 days, so 1 month.
1. All of them.
All of them.
What word is spelled incorrectly in every single dictionary?
Oh, no idea.
Incorrectly?
Incorrectly.
Incorrectly.
What weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks?
They're the same.
They weigh the same.
They're the same weight, so they're equal.
Both weigh the same.
They weigh the same amount.
A cowboy rode into town on Friday. He stayed in town for 3 days and rode out on Friday. How is that possible?
What on earth, Shelley?
Because he was a cowboy and he rode in on a horse. So yeah, that's why it's possible.
Throw at me again, come on.
Because the horse is called Friday. Friday's the name of his horse.
See, this is a riddle that is well known, but I don't know the answer to it.
His horse was named Friday?
Okay, how can someone go 25 days without sleeping?
I'm not enjoying this game.
You just become a parent.
I don't know.
No idea. Got no idea.
Imagine you are in a room that's filling with water very quickly. There are no windows and no doors. How do you get out?
Swim up through the roof?
To the top. Pray.
Oh, it's kind of like that time I flooded an apartment in an LA hotel and I ran down the escape. And the sirens were going off and everyone had to evacuate. Kind of like that.
I don't know.
I'm an odd number. Take away 1 letter and I become even. What number?
No,
am I?
look, this is getting ridiculous, Shelley. I have no idea to any of these.
Odd with 1 D.
7.
7.
You can use a pen and paper for this if you're getting real stuck. Pen and paper are going to help Jethro solve these quizzes.
Can you say it again?
Okay. I'm an odd number. Take away 1 letter and I become even. What number am I?
7.
How much? Okay, you can grab a pen and paper. This one you can grab a pen and paper for. How much dirt is in a hole that's 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep?
5 squared. Probably 25 foot of dirt.
Is that 25? 25 whatever of dirt?
There's no dirt because it's a hole.
No dirt, because it's the hole. No dirt.
Beth's mother has 3 daughters. One is called Lara, the other is called Sarah. What is the name of the third daughter?
Slara.
Beth.
Beth's daughters. Say it again.
Beth's mother has 3 daughters. One is called Lara, one is called Sarah. What is the name of the third daughter?
Say it one more time.
Beth's mother has...
One eternity later.
Yeah,
One is
Beth
called
is the
Lara.
answer to that jolly question.
Yes, it is. Yes, Ben. 10 points.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, guys. Well, we're going to worship God with music right now. And I just encourage you, just lay everything down. I think a lot of people are carrying a lot at the moment, but I encourage you to just, as much as you can, if you could put everything right in front of you, and just give it all to God, and we're going to worship Him in this moment. And as we lift His name up, we're going to receive as well.
Cause your love has ravished my heart and taken me over, and all I want is to be with you forever, with you forever. We sing. So pull me a little close and take me a little deeper. I wanna know your heart. I wanna know your heart. 'Cause your love is so much sweeter than anything I've tasted. I wanna know your heart. I wanna know your heart. Your love has ravished my heart and taken me over, taken me over. take me a little deeper. I wanna know your heart. I wanna know your heart. And your love is so much stronger than anything I faced. I wanna know your heart. I wanna know your heart. I wanna know your heart. More than anything else, I wanna know you. Just to draw close to you, to dwell with you, it's all I'm after. You're all I'm after, you. And I'm caught up in your presence. Oh, I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. And I'm not here for blessings, 'cause Jesus, you don't owe me anything. And more than anything that you can do, oh, I just want you. And I'm sorry when I've just gone through the motions. I'm sorry when I just sang another song. Oh, take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. And I'm sorry when I've come with my agenda. I'm sorry when I forgot that you're enough. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. And I'm caught up in your presence. Oh, I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. And I'm not here for blessings. Oh, Jesus, you don't owe me anything. No more than anything that you can do. Oh, I just want you. I just want you. And nothing else. And nothing else. Nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you. And nothing else. Oh, nothing else. Nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you. And nothing else. Oh, nothing else. And nothing else will do. Oh, I just want you. And nothing else. Oh, nothing else. Nothing else will do. Oh, I just want you. Oh, I just want you. 'Cause I just want you. And nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want and nothing else, oh, nothing else will do. Oh, I just want. Nothing else will do. I just want.
Awesome. Why don't we quickly pray?
Please.
God, we just thank you for tonight, Lord. We just thank you that we can come together and we can support each other as friends. We can support each other as family. But God, we just pray that these songs that we sung, Lord, that they wouldn't just be empty words, but God, we pray that in these next few weeks, as we go into school holidays, God, that they would be the song in our hearts, Lord. God, that we would just draw closer to you in this time. God, that we'll put away all our distractions, all the things of this world, Lord, and we would just dig into you in this time, Lord, because nothing else matters. God, we just pray today, Lord God, that as we're watching this stream, as we're sitting at home, God, we just pray that you would speak to us, that we would encounter you in this time, Lord, that we would just have your presence in our world today, Lord God, that we would know, that we would feel that nothing else matters but you, Lord. So God, we just pray that as we go through tonight, as we go through Are You Okay? God, we just pray that we would set aside all these distractions, all the things that is taking up the thoughts in our minds, Lord, and we would seek you and seek how to help our friends this time, Lord God. We just thank you for this. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Such a great worship.
That was great. I love that Nothing Else song. It just, it's good. It just reminds us, hey, you know what? Nothing else matters. And whatever, we had our eyes on before, we don't want God because he's a genie in a bottle, but we want God because of who he is, not for what he can do for us. And I just think it's a great song.
Yeah, definitely.
It comes back to the heart of what Christianity is about and following Jesus. Right.
So good, so good. Awesome. Well, another welcome to everyone to our Epic Youth live stream. If you've just joined us, we have got an amazing night tonight. We are going to be equipping ourselves with Are You Okay and mental health planning. How do we talk to our friends in this difficult seasons and ask those hard questions? How do we start those conversations? And it's going to be a really good night. But if you're joining us for the very first time, we know we are online. Anyone in the world could be watching us right now. Let us know down in the comments where you're watching us from. But if you're new, we want to give you a special welcome, give you a special shout out. So welcome. If you're first time here, you've never seen us before, welcome. We are Epic Youth of City Life Church. So good to have you joining our awesome family tonight. But we would love to get connected with you. If you'd love to learn more, follow us on our social medias, message us there. But if you're brand new, please text EPIC to 0488 47773, and one of us amazing people will give you a call during the week, answer any questions you might have, and just chat to you and just see how you're going and we'll even ask that question, are you okay? Because it's such a crucial question at this time. But we want to give you a special welcome to this, which is actually a very special event. Not only is it Are You Okay Day, but this is actually the last live stream of term 3. Sad, chat, whatever it is, but how crazy is it that we have gone through 3 terms already? I don't know about you, Shells, but I feel like the last 3 turns have sort of meshed into 1 week. Just everything going on.
They so have. We came from, being able to do really fast songs with a full band on stage, but just social distancing. And then we went to, only allowing a certain amount of people in certain spaces. And now we're only allowed 5 in the building. I mean, I'm at home. Look, this is my house, everybody. Welcome to my house.
That's a lot of books.
That is a lot of books.
You should have taken the quiz. Are you smarter than Shelley, the youth pastor? Because that'd be a tough one. That's a lot of books, that Shells.
Most people would have been smarter than me. That's okay. Yes, but welcome. Now we are broadcasting, a lot of us from our homes. So from our homes to yours, we say welcome to our Epic Youth family. It is very, very cool. And we just hope, once restrictions start to lift in Victoria, that we'll be able to go back to being able to do different things, being able to hopefully drop off things at people's houses like food. But make sure you keep tuning in, because later on tonight we're still going to be giving away a whole bunch of prizes. In fact, in just a moment we're going to do an all-in quiz. So I'm telling you right now, just so you've got some time to prepare, we are going to be doing a quiz. So make sure you can have some kind of device that you can have handy that you can do the quiz, because we're going to be giving away an Uber Eats voucher, and that's going to be happening in just a moment. Before that, this term we had a lot of things planned, because a part of Epic Youth is our Heartbeat branch. And Heartbeat is talking about how us as Christians, us as people who say that we follow Jesus, our heart needs to beat and needs to break for the things that break God's. And so for us at City Life Church, our mission is to raise up fervent followers of Jesus Christ who will impact communities, cities, and nations for the kingdom of God. And so for us, we believe that we have a local mission, but we also have an international mission as well. And so for us at Epic Youth, our local is Heartbeat expression is Are You Okay Day? Can you see my top? That's a cute top. Are You Okay Day? So represent. But also our international mission is School is on Mission, and we partner with our people in Cambodia, and we impact that country as well. And so for us, we weren't able to do what we normally do. We would normally run a massive outreach. We would get in top psychologist Michael Carr, Greg. We would get the community in. We would talk about mental health with a bunch of people. We would partner with, even the Knox Council was going to partner with us this year. So we were disappointed that couldn't happen. But at the same time, we're like, hey, just because we're in lockdown doesn't mean we can't make a difference. Doesn't mean we can't be influencers in this space. Doesn't mean that we can't, do stuff for Heartbeat. So now we're being creative. We're actually going to be selling masks that are like, face masks, but they've got the Epic Youth logo embroidered in them. They are like double ply or whatever. They've got a little thing where you can put a little, what's it called? A filtery bad boy in there. And we're going to be selling them for $20, and that includes postage. So you don't have to, can't leave your house to go pick it up. Obviously. But yeah, we're going to post them to you, but all the profits on that will go straight towards our Heartbeat ministry, our local and our international expression. So we can still have an impact, we can still donate money, and we can still push into that area of influence as Epic Youth. So make sure you jump on the website, City Life Church, so citylife.church // whatever that thing is. Epic mask. What's that? That thing. Mask. Epic mask. Or you can just Google it, Epic Youth.
Yeah. You know what? The link's down in the comments below. You can also grab it there as well.
Yes, so that'll be cool. And they will be sent out in the next week or so. So get on that. It is going to be really, really, really cool.
I've already ordered 3 myself, just to be triple safe. I'm going to triple mask. That's how it works, right?
I was really excited because the first 6 people who had ordered a mask, I was like, whoa, the 6 people have already ordered. Then I checked and it was me, Kim Yap, and Chris. And I was like, but that was a few weeks ago. So get in quick because they will sell out. They're going to be cool. But hey, Chris, we've got some winners that are we've already got some winners tonight. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, with our influence and us reaching out in a Heartbeat, we have got this amazing thing. If you have followed us on social media, on Instagram particularly, if you haven't, now's the time to do it. epicyouth.cl.knox.manningham.wilsey.kc, any of those, follow us on Instagram because we are posting up a story which you can screenshot, and all you got to do is tag 5 of your friends and invite them along to Epic Youth, and you win an amazing prize. $25 Uber Eats voucher straight to you. It's easiest money that you'll ever make in your life. All you got to do is literally press 2 buttons and type in 5 names. And that's all you have to do. And we had someone do it this week who has won that lucky prize. Jordan K. Congratulations, Jordan. Invited their friends, 5 people on Instagram, tagged us, epicyouth.cl. So congrats, Jordan. We're going to get in contact with you on Instagram, or if you want to be proactive, you can message us and we're going to send you that $25 Uber Eats voucher. And it's so awesome that we can still reach out to our friends in this time. And even though today is the last live stream, we've got something on next week still. We have got our life group socials, which is the best time that you guys can invite your mates to come join the Epic family and see what you do on a Friday night. Let's be honest, we're all in lockdown, we're all at home, they've got nothing else to do. Invite them along to youth because it's going to be awesome. Join in your life group, and I believe it is life group social, so everybody's going to be playing some games, hanging out, chilling around. We can't share food and pizza, but you can get your own pizza and eat it from people. Tempt them.
It's never been an easier time, has it? It's never been an easier time to invite people to come along to Epic Youth or be part of the family, because they can actually do it from the comfort of their own home. They don't have to get out of their pajamas. They don't have to, get out of their hoodie. They don't have to do their hair and makeup. They can just rock up, and it's so accessible. You can even invite your friends from a different state, even a different country. Everybody is welcome. So that is really, 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 really cool. But we have had some, even though it's been a tough term, and even though lots of different things have changed, we've still had some great things happen over the term. So we're going to celebrate those great things that have been happening. We'll be back in just a minute.
people who are hopeful people in times like this when everything seems so dim and so dull and just so hopeless. Doesn't even matter if there is a worldwide pandemic. God is still active, God is still moving, and God is still doing amazing things through each and every one of us.
You don't go unnoticed. You are cherished by us as pastors and as youth leaders. Your voice does not go unnoticed. Your presence is missed here, and we value you so much.
I started imagining my faith. You know, who is Jesus? I know what he's done, but who was he? What did he do during this time on earth? You know, how immense was his sacrifice?
There's something so beautiful about using God's word into your life.
And make sure that, you know, you can definitely find your motivation to keep going through every single day, find your strength to keep going every day through God.
Cows are so last season.
Where
Ducks
is the
are in.
cow? So ducks this term.
Yeah, we sold the cow to McDonald's because they needed
No more cows.
That's my first one this year. I haven't had one since last year, and it was probably the best thing I've had in the last 2 months.
You could also possibly win a duck costume. No, I think it's Uber Eats, isn't it?
It's Uber Eats.
It's Uber Eats.
Do you want to give away your duck costume?
Kind of covered in
I think
sweat
this is the
at
only one
point,
we
so
have.
It's a bit disgusting.
I get a vacuum and do the laundry like an adult.
Look at you.
That exciting.
You're such an adult, Chris.
Right? I'm being made to do them. Anyway, awesome. That's all part of being an adult. That's fine.
Ow!
Oh, my wife is going to kill me because that just went on our bed.
Song right now.
Hello, welcome back.
Epic Youth.
Epic Youth, that's it.
Christian, we are back doing another quiz, man. Can you believe it?
We are, I know. Do you remember the last time we did this?
I have great memories whenever you and I do a quiz together.
Yeah, me too. We hope you do as well. We love doing quizzes with you. So it's a lot of fun.
We're going to chuck a quiz link right in the chat. It's going to come up on the screen. And Epic, jump on in, get it up on your device, get it up on your phone. And what can people win tonight if they get this quiz, Christian?
There's a lot on the line tonight. Like, let's be real. All right, this is a serious moment right here. There is an Uber Eats voucher up for grabs.
Yeah.
Now, what can you buy with Uber Eats? Like,
what can't you buy? I mean, I think you can buy happiness, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Happiness is like a burger or milkshake.
It's a pizza with your sibling.
It's
because
a
you
pizza.
can't go out right now, but it's a pizza in your house with your family.
You can put like an emoji on it, make it a smiley face, something. You know. So just so you know, the quiz is up there on the screen. Make sure you jump on now. There's not limited people, so wherever you are, join in.
And the questions, right, Christian? We have made them based off Epic in the last kind of this term and a bit of last term. So it's if you've watched Epic before, you have a chance of winning this quiz.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a shot for you. We spent a bit of time. We made sure it was good, and I'm keen to see how you guys do. I reckon it's going to be great. I think we're going to start. We're starting now, in a bit, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Now, Christian, so we've got people, we've got Whittlesea, we've got Casey, Manningham, Knox. Which side is likely to win this tonight?
Ooh, that's a good question. Definitely Manningham's going to win. I told them all the answers before, so I've got... No, I'm joking. It's anyone's game, really. All you have to have done is just watched a couple of our streams and know a couple little things.
So let's talk through questions, Christian.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so let's give an example. So I think one of them was, what is the theme of 2020 for Epic Youth?
And yeah, so if you've been around for a bit, you could know that for sure. Yeah. That's an easy. That's a gimme.
If you've ever jumped to the Facebook page and looked at the display picture there, it might be written up there. You never know.
Yeah, it's appeared in a lot of backgrounds. It's gone everywhere. Yeah. And yeah, I reckon. And we also have a question about life group. Which one's best? And I guarantee your life group's on there.
Yeah, then this is a trick question, Christian, not to give too much away.
Yeah, well, it is a bit. So,
you know, because I think one of them was, I think, any life group with Josh Hill in it, because I think, you know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Josh Hill, you know, any life group of his is pretty great. But we want to know what is the best life group, and we guarantee we've looked at every life group that you could be part of. You'll find it there.
Yeah, we spoke to every life group leader, didn't we? We did a Q&A.
Oh yeah. And I know the game started. We hope you're doing well. There's a couple of other really good ones on there.
I just looked, and Shelley is actually in the lead of this quiz, Christian. Now, can she legitimately win it?
It's a good question. She probably does have a bit of an unfair advantage.
I don't think she's missed a night recently, so
no.
Which was the key criteria in winning this quiz, is having to watch the nights.
Yeah. She's pretty consistent with coming around. So, you know, we'll leave it up to you guys. But I see Tom Molly is in the lead. He's doing really well.
Wow.
So
he wants a $25 Uber Eats voucher.
And I'll give you guys a tip. Use your what are the boosters? You get like things during the quiz, and you can get like double points, or if you miss a question, you get to re-ask it. I highly recommend giving them a go, because they're the game changer.
Well, and Christian, you and I practiced the quiz this afternoon, and you actually won based off those boosters. And we both wrote the quiz together, so logically we should have been a draw, or, you know. So that is a good tip. Epic, use the booster because you might get ahead.
Exactly. You know, we did it at the same time. We both knew most of the answers, and I won because boosters are. So whoever's winning, I wonder if they use boosters as well, because they
Jelly must be using a booster.
I think Charlie was on boosters.
Not just in her car when she drives, but also to the game.
Yeah, never grew out of them.
Hey, all right, another question was who had their hair cut this year on the live stream?
Yeah, and that was quite a memorable moment. That's up there in terms of
particularly for the individual that had their hair cut.
Yeah, it was a big sacrifice. I'm not gonna lie. It was done by distance as well, so it wasn't someone standing right next to them. It was kind of on a stick, I believe, or a little razor on a contraption of some and
on a contraption of sorts. Love it.
On a contraption of sorts, yeah. And I was just looking, there's almost 78% accuracy. That's a good number right there.
That's a stat that you want to hold on to.
And there's a winner. There is a winner right now. K-Money, congratulations. If you can send us a photo of your screen with your winning and your name and all that kind of stuff on it, send it to our Instagram or Facebook, or send it to a leader.
Send it. As long as we can get it, and that way we can give you the $25 Uber Eats voucher.
Yeah, that's it. We want to bless you, and congratulations on winning.
Congratulations on paying attention to all the details on these Friday nights.
It was well deserved. Well deserved.
All right. Well, Christian, we're actually so it's Are You OK Day.
Yes.
And so we want to do a couple of interviews now with some young people from our different sites. And I'm just checking to see how they've been traveling this year, what's been challenging, what's been good, what's some of the positives. And also, we're going to talk about how God has still been active in this season, because God is still very present in our lives, always active. And there's always blessings amongst, the chaos of what has been 2020, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to throw to James, who's going to interview Connor from Casey. And then I'm going to jump back on and interview Susie from Whittlesea. So, James, if you're there,
amazing.
Over to you, James.
Yeah.
I am here. Thank you, Ben. Connor, are you ready to jump on video and mic yourself? How are you, my friend?
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, good. Nice champion top. I'm sporting. Here we are. I'm sporting my champion top too.
Represent.
Look at this. Great minds. So this year has been the weirdest year, and you know, we have one day allocated to Are You OK Day, but, you know, they really pushed the idea this year that the conversation isn't finished after asking, are you okay? And it's something that we need to constantly talk to people about and be constantly checking in with them. And so I had a couple of questions I wanted to run past you, and just be free to just respond to them, you know, honestly, and just really think through, you know, how is it that you've been processing and reflecting during this time? So in terms of, you know, what has been good about this period, what has been challenging about this period, how has that made you feel? How have you responded to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like a little bit challenging, I guess, because I'm in year 12 at the moment, so it's kind of like you're missing out on all the social aspect of absolutely everything, and I guess that's been challenging because year 12 is just not all just work as it may seem, but you know, it's also kind of been good because I love creative stuff like working on music and everything, and so being able to like chill at home and like just turn off my Zoom call after a class or something and go into my room and start working on music has been pretty great actually. So yeah,
good. So you've kind of experienced both of those, both ends of the emotional spectrum, I guess, in terms of the things that you're not going to get to experience, but the room that you've had to create and stuff. That's cool. What have been some of the things that you've done this year? How have you kind of navigated this year? What rhythms have you put in place to kind of, you know, have some routine and make it feel like you can get through each day, month after month? Because that's what we're into now. It's month after month, literally.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but I kind of been just like taking it as it goes, I guess. So, you know, nothing's really certain anymore, like after, you know, news reports and everything, but like, you know, so I kind of just been taking it as it goes and like focusing on the now, I guess, which has kind of helped. And because, you know, it's like the Tibetan saying, there's no point worrying about what can be fixed. And so kind of like, you know, just focus on the now, and then what comes later will come, I guess. That's kind of how I do it, I guess.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so a question in terms of thinking about Are You OK Day and having awareness about the people around you. Have you noticed friends that might have been struggling with mental health during this time, and what does that look like?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess being quarantined and everything, everyone's had time to like sit at home, and with the positive thoughts, there's been a lot of negative thoughts that people have had, I guess, time to ruminate on, and that's kind of definitely, you know, perpetuated a lot throughout like my friends and everything like that. And yeah, I guess it's been tough for quite a lot of people in the mental health areas.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We have had lots of time to be present with our own thoughts, and that can really cause us to sometimes go to some really difficult spaces, and especially when we can't get out, we can't do the things, we can't be present with the people that we'd want to be present, and maybe we sit and talk and laugh and process with. That really does cause people to struggle when they're unable to have that physical connection with people that matter to them. What are some of the things you've been doing to stay positive during this time?
I kind of been, again with the creative stuff, it's been good to, you know, work on music, but I've got some friends from school that live in my 5K, so I can go have like a walk with them for an hour or however a lot of time we have, and so that's kind of kept me positive.
Yeah,
like, still seeing their faces and everything, but like I in the first quarantine made like a song with like Carter over online.
Yes, you did.
Quarantined at home. Shameless plug. But
what's your group called?
Your girlfriend's guy friends.
Love it.
Yeah. So
you've been doing stuff that just fills your cup, and just being creative and And that's a good tip. Like if you're under 18 at this point in time, you can get out and go for a walk in that 5K zone. And if you happen to be sharing the footpath with a friend in that 5K zone, then that's a good way of staying connected still.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're looking forward to and that you're excited about when you get out of this COVID period? We don't know how long it's going to look like it is, and what are some of the things you're dreaming about for the future as well, getting out of this time?
Yeah, it's there's kind of been this joke with our friends and stuff like that we were like, oh, what's the bet? We're going to get into lockdown and it's going to be like the new normal. And we're going to be like, oh, remember when we were just able to like leave our house and stuff? And because I was thinking the other day, I was like, oh, imagine if I could just go camping with my friends without any restrictions or something like that. And I was like, damn, that was like our past. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm looking forward to, being able to just go through church and like friends and stuff like that and just hang out and not have to worry about restrictions. Probably gonna definitely make the most of the time that I have because, lockdown's kind of like been a reality now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And in terms of like what I'm dreaming about, lockdown's actually given me, with time with music, I've been able to apply for some universities and stuff like that. I've got an interview with ColArts like next week, which is going to be exciting.
Awesome.
So yeah, just being able to study music, which is my passion, like being able to study that full time is just going to be incredible. Yeah.
That's so good. And then last couple of questions, and we'll just put them into one question, but the all important question about, having God present with us during this period of time. Where have you seen God at work during this time, and what do you think that God has been saying to you or is saying to you during this period?
Yeah, I think in this period, like it kind of feels like the end of the world, I guess, for a lot of people. So it's kind of given people time to look at what's coming next, And I think God's really made himself obvious in that, we don't just have this, we have everything else. And he's kind of made himself obvious in proving to people that there's definitely something outside of just this, because obviously it can end quite quickly now we know with lockdown. So yeah, that's definitely where I've seen God at work. And I think God's really saying at the moment and kind of showing us that a lot of the time we've left ourselves to kind of like time. We've gone, oh, our friend will find God in time, and we're not really present in conversations about faith and everything like that. And it's kind of really shown that we need to be like really present in the kingdom and living out the kingdom in our friendship groups. So I think definitely when I get out of quarantine, I'm going to be more active in, those conversations and not kind of avoid them and things.
Yeah.
It is quite a deep topic, but it's really important.
Yeah, so that's so good. The fact that, this time, the distance between relationships and being locked down, it really does raise the level of importance, doesn't it, for all the things around us. Well, Connor, thank you for sharing some of your thoughts. Salute to you getting through year 12 in what will not be a year easily forgotten. If you're out there and you're looking for some new music, check your girlfriend's guy friends. They are the hottest thing around at this point in time. And we're going to jump off, and I'm going to pass over to Susie, who's a youth leader over at Whittlesea, and Ben, and they're going to further the conversation. So over to you, Ben. Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, Connor.
Sweet. Thanks, James. Thanks, Connor. Guys, such a good interview, and Connor's just so cool hearing, how this year has gone for you. And so I'm actually meant to be here with Susie, who is not yet. Susie, you there?
Yes. Apologies, I am here. I just need. They've disabled my video sharing.
Oh, well, look. Let's have a conversation anyway. You can still chat to me.
Oh yes. Okay. Awesome. Gotcha now.
Awesome. So Susie is one of the fantastic Epic leaders out at Whittlesea, where I'm the youth pastor there. Now, Susie, let's just quickly mention the fact we're both wearing the same jumper.
Yes, I was just gonna say, I think we kind of beat James and Connor there, where theirs matched, but ours are the exact same.
We must shop at the same shop. Yeah.
Where all the cool kids shop.
All right, so Susie, we're going to have a quick conversation about how this year has been for you and about mental health. And so my first question for you is, how have you gone navigating this year? Like, what's been good, what's been tough?
It's definitely been a tough year. I think everyone can relate to that, where we're experiencing a lot of things that we never thought we would. But what's been really good about this period is that we've been given a lot of time to reflect on ourselves and our lives, and it's given me personally a lot of time to spend with God. Whereas like before, I used to use the excuse that I didn't have enough time or I was too busy between work and uni. But now I've realized that I need to dedicate my whole life to God in everything I do. And it's like been really great to like see him in all of the chaos that's happening around us right now.
So that's definitely a positive, and I think that we can all relate to that, right? That this year has opened up extra time in our worlds for us to maybe focus more time on prayer or reading our Bible. But what's been a challenge this year, Susie?
Challenge for me has definitely been losing like the social aspect of everything. I'm a very big people person, so not being able to go out and see my friends and give them a hug has been really difficult during this time. But like it's also been a great reminder that they're still around me, they're still here for me. I'm not alone. I'm not lonely in any sense because they're just a small phone call away.
Yeah. And speaking of friends, right, what's next year going to look like, do you reckon?
It's going to be a different type of normal that I think is going to take a lot of adjusting, but it's going to be we're going to be so much closer than we've ever been before. Having this time not being able to experience what it's like to be around people is going to give us like such a new sense of appreciation for everything that we do, whether it be like going out to get a hot chocolate or going to the movie with a friends. We're going to look at it like an experience that we've never had before, which is going to be so incredible.
And potentially we won't be using, like, you know, when you hang out with people and you grab your phone and Instagram, I think we won't be doing that because we'll be so grateful that we're with other people.
Like, I'm definitely guilty of that. Like, I reach for my phone. There are some times where I just want to go home. But now that I've been home and I miss that presence of my friends, I'm never going to take that for granted ever again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And Susie, I'd love to know, so this year's been tough, right?
Yeah.
What has been some ways that have worked for you to kind of help stay positive?
For me, there's been quite a few things. It definitely was a progress of like trial and error where I tried a few things. I attempted to knit at one point. Didn't work out too well. So instead I chose something like embroidery because I like the creative outlet. So like things like embroidery, painting, going on walks, all of that has been such a way to clear my mind and just restart almost and come back to everything with a new perspective, which has been really nice.
So you've done a few different things, that's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Many things, some that didn't work, but I just kept persevering until I found something I liked.
Can you tell me more about that then, Susie? Because that's really fascinating, right? So, like we're all looking for things that kind of help us stay positive. And what you're saying is you did a few different things to try and find which one suited you. Is that correct?
Yeah, like some things I got from my friends and I tried it and I didn't think it was that good or like it didn't give me the peace that I needed at the time. So I just was like, okay, I might not be good at that one thing, but let me try another thing. And it was continuous trial and error just until I found something that made me happy. So like whether it be watching a movie, eating some chocolate, going on a bike ride, if that makes you happy, go ahead and do it, because at this point, that's really the only thing we can do to help us survive this period.
Yeah, for sure. Do stuff that helps us to stay positive.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're pretty, like your life is full on. I mean, your study hasn't stopped, right? Like, tell us, what are you studying?
I am currently doing a double degree of criminology and psychology.
And that's still happening amongst online stuff from home, right?
Still happening. All of it is online. Definitely a lot of adapting. It's been a bit of a struggle, but I also cannot wait to go back to classes and see people and actually reach out to the people in my class and get to know them, as opposed to just like sitting in the back corner.
Yeah. Well, so what you're saying was maybe prior to kind of this year, you were that person in the back corner?
100%. I tended to be, quite a shy person, so I used to just sit in the back and be like, that's okay, everyone's doing their own thing. But like this period has made me really want to reach out to people and be like, I want to get to know you because I think we could be really cool friends.
Yeah. Wow. I reckon we need to chat this time next year, right? And see what like these next few months, because that's awesome. So when you get back to uni, you want to be more intentional about talking to people.
Be more intentional about it, be more intentional about my time, how I spend it, what I'm doing, if I'm dedicating enough of it to like reading my Bible and spending time with God. I'm just gonna be a lot more self-aware.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Susie, I've got one more question for you.
Yes.
Where do you see God in everything right now? What is God saying to you at this point in time?
For me, this whole period of not really knowing what's going to happen next has been a great reminder that nothing in life is certain, quite frankly. The only thing that is certain all the time is God and his presence with us and the fact that he is doing everything he can to protect us and love us. And like the Bible says, this too shall pass. It's such a great time to be reminded that no matter what we're experiencing now, whether it be just lockdown, whether it be lockdown and like some mental health issues or some sickness or something like that, everything is going to work out for the better because God takes all the negative in our lives and turns it for the good.
Wow, Susie, that's really good. I don't want to add anything to that because what you said is just spot on, right? Like it's this too shall pass. We're in a season, right? But it's not a forever thing. Just right now, things can be a bit tough, but you know, the future is always good, right?
Yeah, we've always got God out there walking with us, no matter what season we're in, no matter where we are in our life. He's there with us and he's going to see us right now during these not so great times. And then also when we get out on the other end of this and we're so happy and joyful and experiencing things in a completely new light.
Wow, Susie, that's so good. Just dropping gold right there. All right, well, thank you so much for chatting to me, Susie. And where we're going to head next is we're actually going to do a bit of worship together, Epic. And this is the final live stream for term 3. This is the final time that we get to kind of worship and sing together, even though we're not in the same building, but we're still together, right? And so can I encourage you, as we just jump to worship now, to lean in, right? It's easy to sit back, Susie, isn't it? It's easy to sit back kind of and just let the music happen. But can I really encourage us tonight, Epic? Let's sing. Let's engage in these songs. Lift your hands if you feel comfortable. And let's worship together. So let's do that together. Thanks, Susie.
Thanks.
And earth, conqueror of sin and its curse. Who is like you, Lord? There is none like the name of Jesus. No other name can save us, set us free. There is hope in the name of Jesus, joy found here in your presence. He isn't there. He is alive. Our God's alive. On the cross, your love displayed. You paid my debt and wore my shame. The grave now bare. He isn't there. He is alive. Our God's alive. And on the cross, your love displayed. You paid my debt and wore my shame. The grave now bare. He isn't there. He is alive. Our God's I could sing over and over, I love you, it never grows old. How could I tell you enough that I love you, Lord? I could sing over and over, I love you, it never grows old. How could I tell you enough that I love you, Lord? I could sing over and over, I love you, it never grows old, never grows old. And how could I tell you enough that I love you, Lord? Oh, we love you, there's nothing else we need. Oh, just this one thing. There is none like the name of Jesus. No one name can save us and set us free. There is hope in the name of Jesus. Joy found here in your presence. It carries me. It carries me.
Hey, Epic Youth, I'm here with James Harrison, and we're going to spend the next few moments having a conversation about mental health.
Yes, we are. So today we are talking about Are You OK Day as the context, not just thinking about it just today or just this week, but remembering that this is a reminder that conversations with those who are around us are really important to make sure that we're all traveling well, that we are feeling like people care about us, and if there are things that we're really carrying that are weighing us down, that we can have that conversation and deal with it and get it sorted so that it's not something that continues on with us beyond the point where it is more than we should have to deal with it by ourselves. So we've got a question coming up.
So what we've done is we've asked a few people to send in questions, and so the questions can come up behind us, and then James, you and I, we're going to have a chat about it and answer it.
Conversation, that's right.
Let's get the first question up.
I have a question. What are some of the ways we can improve our mental health?
All right, kick us off, James.
All right, so what are the ways that we can improve our mental health? Well, first of all, it's important. Here's a mic stand that we prepared earlier. It's important to think of mental health as something that everybody has.
Yeah.
So you don't just have mental health and then not have mental health if everything's perfectly fine. It's not just connected to something that is negative. And if you can see this mic stand here as a bit of a continuum, if you have good mental health at this end and then poor mental health at this end, what it means is that all of us at different times in life are somewhere along this spectrum between good mental health and poor mental health. And mental health is like physical health, it's like emotional health. There are times where we feel, optimal in terms of our physical health, and then there might be a time where you've had a broken bone or a scraped knee, and so the scraped knee could be part way down having poor physical health, and a broken bone could be right down here in terms of having poor physical health. And mental health is exactly the same thing. So it's important that we remember that. And Ben, what are some good ways that we can take care of our mental health?
Yeah, and I love what you were just saying then, James. Like, so you said it's a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
And so none of us are immune to mental health.
No, that's
we
right.
all experience it. And I think Epic, we often talk about the good parts of life, and when things are going good, we talk about those things. But actually, often life is hard. Life can be challenging and things can be tough.
Yeah.
And I think we need to be talking about those things as well. And that's what we're doing
agreed.
tonight.
That's right. Yeah, hard topics.
And so some of the ways that we can kind of, when things are a bit tough, things that we can do. One of the things is do something that you enjoy. And so, I say this to people all the time, right? Like, with you're busy with studies, with SACs, everything that kind of life throws at us, eat your favourite food. Make sure you put time aside to watch your favourite TV show or movie or a book. Do things that make you happy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What are some other things that they could do?
Community, right, James?
Yeah.
Community is so important at all times of the year, right? But particularly when maybe things are a bit tough. Make sure you keep close with your tribe. Find your people, and maybe that's here at Epic with your life group.
Yeah.
Maybe you got school friends, maybe family, whoever it is. Always stay connected to your community.
Yeah.
Relationships are key.
Yeah, absolutely. And some other things that maybe we could consider are 3 really important facets, being exercise, diet, and sleep. And so exercise, it's incredibly good to get those endorphins flowing, to feel good about yourself. And it may be that you need to start at first base in terms of, it might just be stretching, it could just be going for walks. But exercise is incredibly important to have a healthy mindset. Diet is really important.
What you put in your body.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right. How you're fueling it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then sleep is the final one.
Yeah.
And you were just saying how I think often, right, Epic, we can get into routines where we ended up binging Instagram on our phone or something till early hours of the morning, and then that impacts us the next day. It has a flow-on effect. We need to be making sure we get good sleep.
That's right. In fact, it's funny because one of the things that we always think we can sacrifice the most in anything, whether you're studying late and stuff like that, sleep is often sacrificed, but it's one of the most important things for really good mental health. Is there any other?
Got a couple more, James.
All right.
So one is Bible reading and prayer.
Yeah.
And Epic, again, I think a bit like sleep, right? When life gets hectic, when life gets busy, we can throw those out the window pretty quickly. Particularly, you run out of time in the morning, Bible reading goes out the window. And I've been guilty of that.
Yeah,
and I think just having those spiritual rhythms, right, as part of our life, our daily kind of walk, just keep us kind of on check and keep us connected to Jesus. I think Jesus, right?
Yeah.
He helps us to do well. Staying connected to him plays a big part in us.
That's exactly right. Prayer and other spiritual practices or spiritual rhythms that help us to really put Christ at the center so that we start at the solution and then work our way back from there. And there are different types of prayer. There's prayer that you might be used to in terms of having a very obvious conversation with God, but there's contemplative prayer practices, there's meditating on scripture. There are all these practices that are available within the Christian tradition that really help us to put our mind on the things of God, on things that are higher. And, the Bible even reminds us, in the Psalms and in the New Testament, that we are not to be anxious for anything. Yeah. And part of that is going and setting ourselves at the feet of God. Is there anything else that you would throw in there?
There's one more, James. And the final one is just to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Just like how you and I are talking right now, right? I think Epic, when things can be a bit tough, we bottle stuff up. We keep it in here. But but it's always good to find someone that you can talk things through, that you can do life with. Find that someone, and that's what Are You OK Day is all about.
That's right.
It's about starting the conversation, having someone that you can talk to, and being a friend to someone else, which is what we're going to pick up on in a little bit.
That's
but
right.
Make sure you have someone in your life that you can be doing relationship with and talking to.
Yeah, absolutely. Shall we go to the second question?
Let's do it, James.
All right.
I have a question. What is my responsibility when supporting a friend who is going through a tough time and might have mental health issues?
All right. What is our responsibility, James?
So, Epic, this can feel like such a weight when we have someone who is struggling with depression or anxiety, or they're experiencing a really low period in their life. And I just really want to stress the fact that the responsibility for you is to remain their friend. Around you at school, online, via doctors and professionals, there are all these people that have the skills necessary to support your friend in a way that will help them really work through the core issues that they are experiencing, or the core responses that are needed to help them navigate the depression or the anxiety or the deep sense of sadness that they're experiencing. But Epic, it's your responsibility to maintain being their friend, because that's what they need. When they've finished all the professional conversations, when they've been to the doctor and they've seen a counselor, they need to have somebody that they can come back to who is just their friend, who's independent of everyone's diagnosis and all the things and the conversations that are being had around them. And they just need you to remain as their friend, the person that they can come and they do the fun things with. They have the relaxing conversations with. They know that they can go out and enjoy common hobbies and things together, that they can pick up the phone and just have a random laugh about school and teachers and what's going on in your world. And so that's really important for us to remember, that your primary responsibility for them is to remain their friend and be independent of the professional aspect of supporting them, and just being there for them emotionally and morally, and just cheering them on as they kind of do that journey.
And I love, James, how you just spoke about responsibility, which is a big word, right?
Yeah.
And I think we have a responsibility to assist our friends, right? To be a friend, what does that actually mean? And I think that means, it means to ask the question. It means to listen to the response. I think we spend a lot of time talking, but we don't always spend a lot of time listening. And I think sometimes the best thing that we can do for those around us is actually just listen. So ask the question, how are you doing? But then listen to the response.
That's
we're
right.
We're quick to talk, but I think we're slow to listen sometimes, James.
Yeah, that's right. And just some practical tools as well for young people. Epic, there are so many resources online nowadays in terms of Headspace, Beyond Blue. There are other websites that you can go to, and just remember that they have access. You can call them on the phone, you can connect with them just personally online via an e-chat, and you don't even have to speak to anybody physically. There are all these resources that are available, and if they need to start at that point to have that conversation with someone to find out what the next step is, then part of that might just be, the biggest responsibility could just being a part of that conversation with them and supporting them in that, maybe helping them to find ways that they could express how they're feeling or word certain things. But once they get to a place where they're really needing support that's more professional, where doctors need to come in, that's where you just take on the responsibility of being that committed friend to them. And, you know, we were talking a little bit before biblically, and we see this kind of thing with the Good Samaritan, who puts all things aside and comes alongside their friend and makes them the center of that moment, gets the resources and resources them, puts him on his donkey, like just does all the things that we as Christians are called to do, and that you would want good friends to do on your behalf, Epic.
So good, James. And then the final two kind of steps is encourage action and check in. And so I think, you know, as a friend, right, you encourage that next step.
Yeah,
that's the responsibility you have. You're not the next step. A professional person might be, but you encourage it.
That's
and
right.
You follow along. Stay on the journey. Keep being that friend, which is what you were saying. Keep being there as they head in that direction, and then once they kind of come out of that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we've got another question. Let's look at it.
How do I know the difference between being sad and needing to see someone?
Yeah. How do we know the difference between being sad and needing to see someone? And James, you spoke about this earlier, about mental health being a spectrum. right? We've
Yeah.
spoken about that and how there's going to be times in our life when we're doing really well, but other times when things are a bit challenging and we might be in a period of despair, a period of sadness. And so how do we know the difference? And so I want to just talk about just some of the signs to be looking out for, maybe in ourselves, but also in those around us.
Yeah.
And so firstly, our behavior. How we behave and how we conduct ourselves is a good sign of sadness. You know, are we looking after ourselves? Are we looking after how we present ourselves? You know, are we taking into our appearance? So does that matter still, or have we kind of let that go? That's a big sign to look out for. How we behave.
Yeah.
Do we still care about things in our world that are happening? And language is a big one too. You know,
massive.
Is our language negative or is it positive? I think we do both. I talk negative a lot, but, you know, are we sitting in that space for a long period of time? Are we often negative? Are we often talking down and just no positive words in sentences? But let's be listening out for that.
Yeah.
And then also things that are happening in our life, so major events, and we all experience big things that happen in our worlds, whether that's, you know, to the extreme of, say, someone passing away.
Yeah.
But it's also exams. It's also just significant things. Going for your driving test, right?
That's right. It's stage 4.
Stage 4 lockdown in Melbourne. What events are happening in our world and what events are happening in those around us? And are the impacts that those things can be having on us? Like, I think if you failed your driving test a few times, you're going to be feeling a bit sad.
Yeah, you are.
Like, that's a normal emotion to that. If you fail a subject at school, you're going to be feeling sad.
That's
so
right.
Those major life events, we need to be kind of in tune with those things and the impacts that they have on us.
Yeah, and it's incredible how much pressure we put on ourselves and the weight that we feel of those things. And so, that's excellent, Ben, in terms of thinking about the difference between sad or something that is requiring having to see somebody about. Technically, the doctors and the medical world would say that if you're feeling like you're in that rut, if you're stuck in that real negative mindset or that overly stressed emotion, or you're, verbalizing things about a lack of sense of worth or hopelessness for 2 weeks or more, at that point they would say that you really need to see somebody and that there could be a clinical diagnosis that needs to be presented. And so the way that you would go about doing that is by getting a mental health care plan. And I just really want to stress, Epic, that you need to include your parents in this conversation, that your parents need to be a part of supporting you. It's not something that you should hide from them, but you should allow them the opportunity to support you, because most parents that I've spoken to at different times have just wished that their young person had have told them sooner about what they were experiencing so that they could have initiated an action sooner rather than later and not feel like they're trying to play catch up. And so in terms of getting a mental health care plan, Epic Youth, it's really simple. With your parent, you ring the doctor, you ask for 2 appointment slots so that you get an extended period of time with the doctor. They take you through the K10 questionnaire, and those questions are designed to find out how you've been feeling, for how long, what kind of emotions you're carrying, or what you might be verbalizing, or, have you been feeling lethargic more? Are you feeling unmotivated? Those kinds of questions. And so after that, they will then use that questionnaire to potentially provide you with 6 to 10 appointments with a counsellor. That could be a headspace, it could be used in school, it could be an external counselling service, but you'll use that to then get in there and then start really working through what's going on for you. So a mental health care plan is really easy to access. But again, I just stress, have that conversation with your parents and get them, and give them the opportunity to support you through that process.
That's really good, James.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, I think what I say about a mental health care plan is the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's more pros involved than negatives about it. And going to the GP, making that step to have that conversation, the benefits outweigh the negatives, because a mental health care plan, having that conversation, it helps us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps us. And so there's no negative in seeking help, because it actually benefits us. It's for our benefit. So Epic, as James was just saying, mental health care plans, they're not something to be scared about.
No.
They're not something that's foreign to us. Actually, they're easily accessible here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
A lot of people get them.
Yeah.
More people than we realise.
Very common. Yeah.
Particularly in this season, in stage 4.
And can I just add, Ben, that, Shelley's heart and the Epic leadership team's heart is to really make sure that we want to keep, as part of our mission, to constantly draw attention to mental health and young people, because it's an issue. It's something that we need to address. It's something that we need, that we have as a youth ministry kind of planted a flag in the ground, and we have said that we're going to keep coming back to this, that we're going to keep reminding people that this conversation is important, because it's a conversation that saves lives. And we want to make sure that you recognize that there's no stigma attached to this conversation, that culturally we will work through any barriers that might come up, because potentially it's difficult to have that conversation, that we're here to help you work through those barriers. And to just say that we want to make sure that we see our young people, in terms of their mental health, be experiencing the abundant life, the life of following Jesus that has abundance, because we address questions like this and topics like this head on, and make sure that you feel safe enough to come forward and be like, I need support in this area. And so that's really the heart of Shelley and the whole team at Epic Youth.
That is so good, James. All right, we've got one more question.
Just one.
Just one. So, Epic, let's check out the TV for the next question.
All right.
I have a question. What should you say to your friends if it feels awkward to ask if they're okay?
Ben, that is such a good question.
Good question.
Epic, what do you say to your friends if it feels awkward to start the conversation? And what we love about Are You OK Day is that they give you just 4 really simple steps to beginning that conversation. And they start with ask. Ask how they're doing. Ask the question. And then listen, because listening is extremely important, and it's a part of a two-way conversation and knowing that you have been heard. Then it says encourage action, and we've touched on that in some of the previous questions around what is some of the follow-up, what are some of the things available to us as resources, how we should approach it. And then finally, the 4th one is check in, which is so important and goes back to that first question of how is it that you be a friend to someone? How do you support them? And a really key component to that is not just once everything's been done and they've been to the doctor and they've seen a counselor and then it's just left with that, but it's that friend that comes back and checks in and says, do you feel like you've moved forward, in the last few weeks? How are you doing? How are you feeling at this point in time? Is there anything that I can do to support you a bit more? And so those 4 steps are really key. So Ben, what's a way that we can ask? How can we start the conversation?
Yep. Good point you make there, James. And so the first step is to ask. And I think often it simply starts by saying hi, by beginning the conversation, whether that's calling up someone, sending a text message, and just simply reaching out. That's the ask step right there, is simply reaching out and starting the conversation. And I want to just talk about open-ended questions, James.
Okay,
Open-ended questions, which kind of create space for a conversation to begin. So a conversation like, what's been going on for you lately, means that it's not going to give you a yes or no response. It's actually going to give you opportunities to dig just that bit deeper, because you could get some, a wide range of responses to that question. So what's been going on for you lately? That's part of asking. The other thing too is, James, is you don't have to ask by yourself. If you're feeling a bit uncomfortable, grab a friend.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Grab whoever is in your world, maybe someone that person would also feel comfortable with, and both of you together ask the question, check in with the person. You don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah, that's excellent. Is there any tips that you could give us in terms of listening? I recently heard a quote that said, it's hard to tell the difference between listening and love because they are both so closely connected. And so have you got any tips on listening?
Yeah, it's a great quote you just said there, James.
Thank you. I can't remember who said that. It is not mine. It is not mine. Ben, actually, it was you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so listening, I've spoken it before about how I think we talk before we listen. And so this listening part is crucial. And so listening is obviously actually hearing what the person is saying, but our body language, James, plays a big part in that too. And so when we come to that listening stage of checking in with someone, make sure you're actually giving them attention. Make sure you're giving them eye contact. Make sure your body's facing theirs. Like, James, if I'm looking over here, I'm clearly not.
You're totally disinterested.
I'm not engaged in this conversation. No. A simple way, though, that I can show to you that I'm listening is by actually to look towards you, look you in the eyes, nod my head as well, When you talk to me, actually just demonstrate to you through my body language that I'm listening to you, that I value you.
Yeah,
that's part of the listening stage.
That's right. And that creates the safety, doesn't it, to explore the question further with them, and to let them know that you're actually going to do the journey with them, that you're not just going to point them in the direction and just let them go off by themselves, but that you're actually going to do the journey with them right through engaging and following up action and checking in with them.
Just on the listening note, and you just said it then, like that listening stage is a deal breaker almost.
Yeah.
So all those things that we just spoke about, be doing those things because that's what's going to help you get from that to the encourage action stage.
That's right.
If you do a poor job listening, it's going to shut down right there.
It is. And, bad listening or poor listening is usually defined by throwaway comments at the end of someone tells you something really deep or kind of bears their struggle to you, and it's like, oh, you'll be all right, oh, you'll get through this, or you should just tell somebody, just tell this person or that person, and immediately they will just withdraw from pursuing, actually responding and engaging with the appropriate action.
And then encourage action. So we've already touched on that, James. And then check in.
Yeah.
So follow up, see how they're doing.
That's right. And a part of this, it can become a really serious conversation at points, Ben. Epic, there might be a time when you have a friend who is really presenting as though they are seeing everything as being hopeless, pointless, and so you might have a real sense of urgency about, I need to respond really immediately, and so it's important that you know what to do in those moments. And so if you have a friend who online, say you're not with them, they're not in your presence, and they throw out a statement, thanks everybody, it's been good knowing you all, or something like that, and you don't know how to respond in that moment, then always your first port of call is just to call 000. Just to go to emergency services and say, my friend at this address has made this statement, and I want to make sure that their welfare is okay, that they are safe, that they're not actually doing anything to hurt themselves. Contact the parents. At this point, there's no room for secrets. Trust me, everyone will thank you for not keeping this a secret and having responded in a way that is part of the responsibility of friendship, is sometimes making sure that they aren't left alone to follow through on a decision that everybody would pay for at a later date. And so call 000. You can also call Suicide Hotline. You can call Beyond Blue. They will all provide you with the steps necessary to take, or how you should respond, or the seriousness of the matter that you find yourself in that moment.
And I just want to add to that, James, I think calling the police is a resource. Police, all these services that you just mentioned are there to actually assist us.
That's
and
right.
benefit us. And so I think calling the police isn't a cop-out. It isn't being a bad friend.
Cop-out. Very good.
It wasn't intentional.
It was good.
But it's not being a bad friend. If you by chance you call the police or call one of these numbers, it's not giving up on them. You're actually helping. These services are there to resource us. They're there to help us. So let's be using them.
Yeah, that's right. And it's at that point that you have to be really straight to the point. There's no mucking around in that moment. And we have Nathan and Joel who are have just graced us with a conversation that is going to kind of touch on all these 4 points and is going to exemplify to us what this conversation might look like with a friend.
And show us that it's not difficult to have the conversation. It's relational.
Yeah, that's right.
It's out of relationship that we can have these conversations. And it's just how you and I, we've spoken for a few minutes now. We've had a conversation. That's all it is. It's just chatting with someone, asking the question.
Yeah. So let's look to that, hey?
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
Hey man, good to see you. How you going?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thanks. How's things with you?
I'm alright, man. I'm doing okay. It's been a hectic year, but I just wanted to actually just check in with you and see how you're going. We haven't had the chance to chat properly. I mean, every time we talk, everyone says that they're okay, but I don't want to make that the norm and just assume that they're okay all the time. If you know what, if you want to talk, I'm always here, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you reaching out. And yeah, sometimes I do feel like saying I'm just fine when I'm not okay at all. And, we've all been through that, but I really appreciate your friendship, man. It means a lot to me because I can just be honest with you, and I know you won't judge me. I mean, in regards to school, man, it has been crazy. It has been a crazy year, and it's been hard to find motivation with everything that's been going on. But I think I'm coping okay.
Yeah, definitely. I've had some highs and lows too. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that if you're ever not doing okay, you always got me to talk to me.
Yeah, of course, man. I know you'll always listen to me when I need, and same goes for you, man. If you need to talk, I'm here. But something's been weighing heavily on my heart, man. And I think one of my friends at school, he's not doing too well.
For real, what you notice?
I don't know, man. He just seems less motivated, and like he isn't replying to my text, which is really weird because he always replies to my text. I think something's wrong with him, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's weird, man. That must be tough. I mean, I reckon just message him and just say, be straight up and be like, hey, man, how you going? Are you okay? I'm always here if you want to talk.
Yeah, true. I mean, I get a bit worried being so blunt and direct, but I guess the best thing to do is be straight up.
Of course, you'll never be sorry if you ask him, man. It might be uncomfortable for the moment, but people who are actually struggling, they'll really appreciate that at the end of the day, and it'll show them that they're not alone.
Yeah, man. That's good. That's good. I think I'll point towards some people who can help more than me, though, because I can always, just listen to him when he needs, but there's better people than me, like parents, counselors, and even doctors.
Yeah, of course, that's a good idea. There's no need to be skeptical of, what they'll do or who they'll tell. At the end of the day, they're on our side, and in the long run, it's just going to act as steps to help them get better.
Yeah, 100%, man. Alright, I'll go call them now and we'll chat, and I'll just reassure them that, it's okay to reach out, and it's also okay to not be okay. Maybe I'll even go with him to his first counseling session if he wants.
Yeah, solid plan, man. I mean, you can even tuck it into your phone to remind you once a week, just to check in on them or go see them. So just so they know it's not a once-off convo around "Are you okay?" week, but it's more like a permanent thing throughout the year.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely do that, man. I appreciate you checking in and calling me, bro. I appreciate that.
Always got you, man. Take it easy. I'll talk to you later.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome. So good to have just so much wisdom shared with us, how to ask those questions, more details about mental health. So good. Thank you so much, Ben and James, for sharing all your wisdom. And special thank you to Nathan and Joel for just jumping in there and showing us how to even have that conversation. So such easy steps for us to do, but it's really hard to do in the moment. So thank you guys so much for taking that step out and just demonstrating what that looks like for us. It's absolutely amazing. Well, we're almost done with our stream tonight, but I believe we've got a few more things. There is still some prizes to give out. Yep. But don't forget that next week is our life group socials. This is a great time that you guys can check in with each other, ask each other how they're doing. Are you okay? Have that conversation with them. If you don't know what your life group's doing, call your leader, message them, check in with them, see where your group's meeting up online and what are you guys up to as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
And like James and Ben mentioned, this isn't the first time or the last time we're going to have this conversation. This conversation, even though we only have one weekend or one Friday to talk about it in a year, this is a conversation that we need to continuously have. And so we've actually set up a website for mental health. And you can have a look, and there's a bunch of resources on there, courses that you can run in your life group, and things that you can participate and how to get help as well. And that is going to come up in our comments section and on the screen. It is www.citylife.care, that little slashy thing. Are you okay? So check out the resources and let's continue this journey and conversation about mental health. It's going to be great. But a sad announcement that we have is that James, our youth pastor at Casey, who was just talking today on the couch with Ben, it is actually his last night tonight as at our Epic Youth Casey youth pastor. And so we just want to honor you, James, and say you've done an amazing job with our Casey site over the many years. And we just think that you are going to do amazing things way into the future with your new job. And we just want to bless you and we want to honor you and just say that we're going to miss you in our Epic Youth family, but we know that he's still going to be around. His daughter Talia is in our Casey youth ministry, and we are definitely going to have him back to preach. So we are still blessed to have him around, and we're excited about what the future holds for our Casey site as well. So James, yeah, we love you. I'm not going to cry. It's fine. And so next term, we're excited because we're going to have our grade 6s come for the very first time, and our junior high pastor at our Knox campus, Chris Young, is going to oversee some great transitions for the grade 6s, and they're invited. But do we have Chris Young? Is he back yet? Because we have our amazing dollar duck section, and this here is an exciting thing that we have at Epic Youth, and it helps us to engage. And what we do is we have a code word. Here he is. We have a code word that we have. Our code word is "Are you okay?" And so what's going to happen is to be in the running, you have to be in a life group and you have to be attending a life group. So that's incentive to make sure if you are not in a life group to get in one. But what we do is we give you a code word. So "Are you okay?" And when we give you a call, which the dollar duck will do in just a second, you have to answer the phone and say, "Are you okay?" And if you do that, you will win the prize. So, Christopher. Sorry, I call him Christopher. That's like my nickname to him. Christopher, over to you.
All right, so we
Dosh
are
Duck.
going to start calling our Dosh Duck winner right now. If your phone starts ringing in the next 10 seconds, you better pick up with the code word, which is...
Are you okay?
Yeah, audience participation. Doesn't work over stream, but here we go.
It doesn't.
All right, we're going to call now.
We have the funniest conversations, don't we, Chris, with people who are like, my phone was ringing, but I was too shy to pick it up. Well, if you're too shy, you miss out on the Uber Eats voucher. So, is it ringing?
Hello?
Are you okay?
Yes, we have a winner! I am okay! Melody, congratulations! You have won! Congrats! I can hear the stream in the background, so I'm so glad you've won. Awesome. Melody, congratulations. Anything you want to say to friends or family who are watching right now?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. That's
I'm
good.
okay. So good. Awesome. Congratulations, Melody. You have won an Uber Eats voucher. We'll be getting that to you soon.
Very good. So for your chances to win our Dollar Duck,
All right.
Daft Duck, whatever we call Chris in his duck outfit, make sure that you are in a live group, you're attending your live group, and you're watching our stream all the way through for our code word. Well, we have some post-Epic Youth Encounter Zoom rooms. So this is a time for you to encounter God and get some prayer. We're going to have leaders in there. And all you do is jump on a Zoom link that's coming up on the screen and also in the comments section. And we will have leaders in breakout rooms who will be able to pray for you. And this is a great time that even if you're feeling sad at the moment or you want to talk to somebody about your mental health challenges you may be facing, jump on that. We have people live right now waiting for you, and they will wait for you. So jump on a Zoom and talk to somebody today. But right now we have got a little bit of something. We always do some bloopers at the end of term. So let's have a look at the bloopers. It's a funny way around because we've got our bloopers before our How to Have a Conversation video. But good night, everybody. We love you heaps. Enjoy. See you soon.
Concerned they're a burden, lonely or lacking self-esteem, concerned they're trapped or in pain. Because I was gonna, if I didn't speed it up, I would have lost me. What are they doing? Changing their online behavior, losing interest in what they used to love. Do they seem confused or irrational? Moody? I can't keep up with it. If they don't want to talk, don't criticize them. Pick things that you have made that made you concerned about them. For more than 2 weeks, encourage them to see a health professional. Oh, Josh.
7 p.m. every fortnight, and we want to enjoy. Stop that. It happened. It was gonna happen. Stop it. Team. At Epic Youth, we are a. Oh, Josh. It's like the floodgates have opened. Realize how much our mood is often affected. I didn't read well. That's not a sentence. Notification. That one was a little fast. Sorry. We also might get sucked into watching another clickbait.
Jesus! Attempt to take their own lives is going just a tiny little bit too fast, sols. Our prayer is that Epic Youth, our prayer is that
It's time to ask, are you okay if you have noticed a change, no matter how small? Firstly, what are they saying? Do they seem confused or irrational? Moody? Unable to switch off? Concerned about the future? Concerned they're a burden? Lonely or lacking self-esteem? Concerned they're trapped or in pain? Secondly, what are they doing? Are they experiencing mood swings? Becoming withdrawn? Changing their online behavior, losing interest in what they used to love, unable to concentrate, less interested in their appearance and personal hygiene, behaving recklessly, changing their sleep patterns? And then thirdly, what's going on in their life? Are they experiencing relationship issues, major health issues, work pressure or constant stress, financial difficulty, loss of someone or something they care about? These are just some of the things we can be looking out for in the people in our world.
It's important to get ready to ask, are you okay? First, we want to start by asking, am I ready? Am I in a good headspace? And am I willing to genuinely listen? Can I give as much time as needed to have this conversation? We also want to then ask, am I prepared? Do I understand that if I ask someone how they're going, the answer might be, I'm not doing very well? Do I understand that I can't fix someone else's problems? And do I accept that they might not be ready to talk, or they might not even want to talk to me? And finally, we want to ask, have I picked my moment well? Have I chosen somewhere relatively quiet, private and comfortable for the person to have this conversation? Have I figured out a time that would be good for them to have this discussion and chat? Have I made sure that they have enough time to chat properly? All of these elements are important for us to ask when we're having these conversations of, are you okay? Ensure that we are ready to have a good headspace when we approach the conversation, that we have time to have the conversation and can also genuinely listen. We also want to make sure that they are prepared, have plenty of time and are comfortable to engage as well.
Tips on how to ask, are you okay? Be relaxed, friendly and concerned in your approach. Help them open up by asking questions like, how are you going? Or what's been happening? Mention specific things that have made you concerned for them, like, you seem less chatty than usual. How are you going? And if they don't want to talk, don't criticize them. Tell them you're still concerned about the changes in their behavior and you care about them. Avoid a confrontation. You could say, please call me if you ever want to chat, or is there someone else you'd rather talk to? These are just some of the tips that you can use and look out for when talking with your friends.
Here are a couple of tips on how we can listen without judging and listen with an open mind. Take what they say seriously and don't interrupt or rush the conversation. Don't judge their experiences or reactions, but acknowledge that things may actually seem really tough for them. If they need time to think, sit patiently with them, even if it's in silence, and encourage them to explain, how are you feeling about that? Or how long have you felt that way? And show that you're listening by repeating back what you've heard in your own words and ask them if you have heard them and understood them properly.